doing it.
There it goes.
There it goes.
I don't know what the
So
transcribing is because I look, but there's nothing I can find. So I
I
don't know
don't
where
know if
that's
it's,
going.
yeah, I don't know if it saves it, but I know that when I close out of Zoom, sometimes there'll be like a written transcription of the conversation. I've never really looked at it, but
And where
um,
does that come up?
it just pops up at the end when I close out of the call, when I end the call.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, I'm not sure if it's something I have turned on. Do you not see a notice saying this meeting is being transcribed?
It does come up,
Okay.
but I don't know where it's come from. Well, it's
Yeah.
this little button down here that says,
And I don't know if it actually,
I don't
I,
know.
I think I close out of it. I don't really remember because it's, like I just had the conversation. I don't need to, I mean, I guess
I
it, I guess you could look at it again if there was something you wanted to refer to, but
suppose. I like your top.
oh, thank you. It's new.
It's very pretty.
Thank you. Yeah, I, I wanted to have some new clothes. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Well, it's partly because a lot of the clothes I have don't fit anymore. And so that's kind of what's driving it. I'm like, I'm not, I mean, I've always gone back down when I put on weight. I've always lost weight again, but I don't want to like just wait for that to happen. I want to celebrate my body the way it looks now because there was a lot of judgment around it of putting on weight. So it's just like, no, that's not real. Like it's not real. It's just the mind having judgments about things. And even if, I mean, the thing is, like, every time that happens, the way that I try to look at it now is I'm everybody. Like, I am everybody. So, any judgment I'm having about my own body, like, it just needs to be seen because if I am the infinite self and I am everybody, then any judgment there has to be coming from the mind. It can't be coming from, I mean, no judgment is coming from our true nature, but it's just it's so clear when it comes up that it has to be just some old program running.
Mm-hmm, hmm.
So, but it's like Helen describes in the Transcending the Mind book, you can't do anything about the thoughts. You can't actually successfully repress them or make them go away. You just watch them as they arise without getting involved with them basically or feeling like you need to do anything about them and but knowing that they're not true also and just realizing that it's just thought. And that's actually gotten easier to do. I can certainly remember a time when there was much less distance. There was much more identification. So I can tell that that has shifted. So the Transcending the Mind book has been really helpful with that, with kind of just bringing things deeper.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. Um, that Transcending the Mind book is worth its weight in gold.
Mm. Yeah, and to be doing that at the same time as these 30-day challenges that we've been doing, it's so clear that everything's coming together with perfect timing
Hmm, hmm.
because the way that everything is allowing for deepening to happen without effort or the sense of a doer, basically.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, there's more and more. Like I can't remember if it was yesterday or I think it was the day before where the time challenge had the thing about that time only exists for a doer. And it was interesting to read that and to remember the dissolving the doer challenge and how there really was like stuff coming up as soon. Like there was still some energy there in that, even though a lot of it had dissolved. There was some unconscious stuff still there where it was like, wait, but I'm not a doer. It was just interesting to see that. And now it just, yeah, that did that kind of reaction wasn't there. It was just like, yeah, no, I can see how that has to be true, that time comes from that sense of being a doer, a
Hmm.
separate doer, moving through time and space and kind of at the mercy of events happening in life, you know?
Yeah, and that really time is just that's just of the senses, really. And the
Yes.
senses are of form.
Yes. And
Yeah.
duality. Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, so it's just I think it's good. I know Helen has said that it's good to notice when, like, even though you know, I was just thinking this morning when I was making my bed, I was like, I was thinking about how much progress there has been because there was a time not that long ago when I would not make my bed because I didn't have the energy and because I hated everything and I could not make myself do anything because I was just like so it's like we were talking about on Wednesday night, just this barrage of negative thoughts and tangled emotions and it was just like really overwhelming. And that has shifted to where it's possible to just go through the day again. Like it's been years since that's been possible to just go through the day without feeling weighed down by these heavy energies, you know? So I was thinking like there has been all this progress and at the same time nothing whatsoever has happened to me. You know, it's like both of those things can be true at once. And the truest thing is that nothing is happening to me, that I
Happening.
am unaffected by anything that I'm observing that seems to be happening. So,
Hmm. Hmm. Awesome. It's so good to hear all these, I don't know, transformations happening. But you're right. I've thought about that too. Actually, I think I was thinking about that yesterday. I was thinking about the exact same thing of when so much feels like it has shifted and dissolved, yet nothing's happened.
yeah.
And just the like thinking about that, how two things are possible at once, just
Yeah.
the mind can't really wrap itself around that really. How is it possible that two things are occupying the same space? But they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, that's exactly what the mind struggles to comprehend, I think. It's those
It's like
kind of
one or the
paradox.
other.
Yeah, that's duality in a nutshell, right? It's got to be one or the other. It's got to be this or that. It's got to be, you know, it can't be both at once. That it's just like the mind just completely can't comprehend that. Its very nature is to divide things into two, you know. So, but the reality with a capital R is beyond what the mind is capable
I
of
think that's
comprehending.
also where like this kind of came about from this pondering of what we're just talking about now, but it kind of reminded me of, when Helen says things about um, where was I going to go with this? Well, one, the brain can't wrap itself around the fact that two things are occupying the same space, right? And then there's always like a in our language, in our experience, what we would label positive or negative, right? But the more and more of the experience part of it, um, I can see now why Helen says that to be gentle, not to judge where you're at or whatever is playing out or whatever. Um, Because if there is this no form and then there is this form, right? They're both occupying the same space. So realistically, at that point, what is there to argue with,
Mm.
push against?
Mm.
Um, you're right. Like for the mind, it's like it's either this or it's either that. It's either good or it's bad, or it's, hard or it's easy, or it's this or it's that. But realistically, it's not. Everything is occupying the same space.
Yeah. And this awareness, that is completely allowing and completely accepting really is here the whole time, even when the mind is freaking out or when someone is going through a horrible emotional experience. There might not be awareness of the awareness in that moment, but the awareness is actually aware. It just doesn't go anywhere. And I could track the my experience through that because there was a time, like I said, when there was so much contraction and so much just like sheer misery that when I would hear a teacher like Helen say that the awareness is always here, I would just be like, well, I don't see it. I don't feel. I mean, you sat with me when I was literally saying that. I was just, like I don't, it doesn't feel true. It doesn't feel real. But as we practice things like contemplation that allow that contraction um to dissolve, so that you're more open and which is actually our more natural state, but it doesn't feel like that when your mind is just going like unconsciously reacting to memories of things that seemed so painful and seemed like they were happening to a person, so um yeah, it now it is clear not only that the awareness is here all the time, but that it was always here even when there was that experience of it's not here. I'm not getting it. I'm not seeing it. Our emotions and thoughts can just be so loud that the attention is just fully wrapped up in that. But that's what finding a teacher like Helen is so helpful for, is just being able to learn how to redirect the attention, or I mean it is happening on its own, but there's an allowing um that happens where that's where the real desire is for that to happen. And there has to be some kind of sense that it's, that even those, when you have those deep karmic patterns that say this can't happen for me because I've always been overlooked and I've always been left behind and I've always been the one who nobody cared about. There's something deeper than that karmic pattern that knows that's not true and that is actually directing what's happening. And the karmic pattern eventually can lose its charge, as it's seen that this actually can't be true. It has felt very true for a very long time. Um, but when we do experience a shift in the energy with something like statement process or contemplation, then um, it starts to penetrate, that this can't be true. What feels so true cannot actually be true.
Mm. Hmm. Yeah. Ellie, have you been noticing symptoms?
Like of energy wise, or yeah.
Like, what are you experiencing lately? let's just say in the last 2 weeks, what like what kind of symptoms are you like experiencing?
Um, so there's been a shift in energy for sure, and I don't know I don't know a lot about this yet, but my
It's
sense
okay.
is that it's something. It has to do with Kundalini rising, is it has to do with, when you really, I've just heard Helen talk about this in a video, and it made sense to me that when you believe you're a doer, there's a lot of energy trapped in the solar plexus, and it can't rise. It wants to be in the crown chakra.
Yeah.
That's where we're connected to the divine and all of that. Um, but that it gets stuck, and um so when we experience an energetic shift, like where something dissolves and there's just a clear seeing of, okay, I'm not the doer and I was never the doer, then there's it's like in the Transcending the Mind book, those first stages that have to, like, changing something in the world, like wanting to change some, like that's the doer energy, and that's, so that's the sense that there's just so much more lightness and so much more peace, and that um not being I don't feel so weighed down by these heavy energies. And um when there are thoughts that come up that are and it's less and less that this happens, where thoughts come up of like, oh my God, you need to do something. Why aren't you doing anything? You need to make something happen. Like that just isn't really happening. And so, in terms of how that actually feels, it feels much lighter. And there's a much more sense of the spaciousness, the presence all the time, where there's just like resting in that. There's
Without trying, there's just
without, yeah.
like when you're not doing anything, or if you have a moment, you're just like, I don't know, let's say you're doing the dishes and you just stop to breathe for a second, or something like it's just there. You just
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
like having to pause and do anything. Like it's
No,
just,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why what I was just saying a minute ago about realizing that the awareness has always been here. That's one of the reasons, is because now there's a point of seeing it. It's just always there. It can't have ever gone anywhere. But because the body mind is no longer experiencing all of this emotional and mental chaos, it's just
Hmm.
much clearer. And yeah, there is a much clearer sense that I'm not doing anything to make it happen, that it just is what I already am and always have been. So, how about you?
Oh, like,
Because I know you were having
uh,
a lot of stuff come up, and often it's come to be clear that that's happening right before there's a shift and a deepening, So I was wondering if you were
have you
experiencing that.
noticed anything with me in the last couple of weeks when we're together or talking or?
I mean, I've noticed a calmness even when you're talking about having a barrage of stuff coming up, that there doesn't seem to be the identification with it. There's just this with I wasn't sure if you were aware of it or not, but there seems to be a an acceptance and calmness that's coming from that deeper place.
Well, okay, I had that bout there. I don't know if it was like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. Okay, me and you talk like twice a week. Like for the longest time, I was like full, like full. of like an abundance of energy. Like
Mm,
I could have sourced out people, with the amount of energy suddenly I had in this body. And then suddenly, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I don't know how long it's been, but I had that bout where I just wasn't feeling well. Like I
that's right.
was like the sleepiness was so intense. Like I went from having all this energy to needing to be in bed a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
or couldn't get off the couch or get out of my own way for the life of me. and and then and I feel like that's starting to lift a little bit, but I'm still like really not as tired, but I am tired. And I am also, I have noticed a lot. Um, like you were saying, that beingness without even trying is just here.
Mm,
And it was quite intense for quite some time. And it still is, but with this new sudden, like, and I'm flighty. Like, I'm so forgetful all of a
mm,
sudden. Like, not that I wasn't before, but this is beyond forgetting. Like, I'm forgetting meetings, and I thought I've done things like approved an appointment, let's say, that's just fresh in my mind. I thought I approved an appointment and I got a message and I didn't approve the appointment. And it was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I had done that. So it must have been on my mind to do it. And then I thought I did it and then I didn't do it. And I've been having a lot of like this what's going on right now, this talking, and then all of a sudden there's like
yeah.
nothing. Like
Yeah.
absolutely nothing. It's like my head just goes completely empty
Yeah.
and I can't even finish what I'm talking about, or I'll start talking about something and then all of a sudden it's just gone, or I don't know, but that's happening in the last 2 weeks on a major scale. Like I'm having a hard time being around people. All of a sudden, I'm having a hard time being around people. Every people, even
Yeah.
you, all people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I want to seclude. There's something in me that
Mm,
just wants to be by itself.
yeah.
And I don't know if that's an old trait or if something has really called to be by itself. Because yet again, all practices whoosh, across
Mm,
the board have ceased to exist, except for the fact that I know that without them, beingness is here. And things like things that I was doing, I'll notice that I'm just sitting on the couch in the middle of the room, with no music on, no TV on, no nothing on, just sitting there. And there's like a part of me that feels like things are, because yeah, that word you used the other day, barrage, that's a good, when you said that, that was like a good terminology. Because that's really what it felt like. It felt like that there is so much stuff coming up that it's not even able to be, like there's just so much.
Mm,
Like it's just, and then sometimes it feels like energetically like something is pouring out. Even if there's nothing going on, it feels like something is being poured out
mm.
in abundance. And whatever this is going on right now, this all this pausing and yeah, I don't know if this stuff is being actually really seen or is it being, because I'm seeing it, like don't get me wrong. I might not be sitting down and practice with it. I might
Mm.
not be questioning something about it. And I know when stuff is coming up, it's being seen.
Do you feel like you
Like
believe in
shame,
any of it?
guilt, like I need to be something different than I am. There's still a lot of energy, like now there's bills not getting paid, right? And they're starting to pile up. I don't know where any of this is coming from. I can't fix any of this. I don't even know what to do about any of this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And um I know there's no doer. Um and then there was that addiction issue.
Mm.
There's this sense of feeling numb.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I'm getting it all out there.
Yeah, no, this is good. I
Um,
think it's good to talk about it.
there's like the sense of feeling numb.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to
No.
go anywhere. I
Yes.
don't want to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
I don't at the moment have any interest in doing anything.
Yeah.
I either just want to sit on the couch in silence in this numb phase, or, but it's not like, you know how you can feel like you're numb and avoiding stuff, kind of numbness? But this just feels like it's such an intense neutrality that it feels
Right. Yeah,
very
you were
numb.
talking about that. Yeah.
It feels numbing, like, and there's also this part of me that's also going, are you really seeing this stuff, or are you seeing it come to the surface and then you're suppressing it? Like you're
Well, it
pushing
sounds
it
like,
back down. But I don't know. Like I'm getting really confused all of a sudden.
yeah.
And I just feel weird.
Yeah.
I feel really weird and I can't
Yeah, I think
put my
that,
finger on it. I'm crying, but it's
yeah.
not like I'm upset. It's just I don't know what's going on and I don't understand it.
Well,
And
I
it's like,
mean,
do I feel bad or do I not feel bad? Do I,
yeah,
am I crying because I feel horrible, but then I don't feel horrible, yet I'm not excited either? Or I feel like I've been kind of dropped in this no man's land
yeah,
and I'm just sitting like a lump on a log with, and I've just lost all drive of everything. And that
yeah,
includes practice. Like, and it's not because I wasn't enjoying them. So I don't exactly know what happened there, but it felt like something in me was calling to just really go inside.
yeah.
I don't know. Is any of this making sense? Because I don't.
It totally makes sense. I think there I can't remember the timing exactly, but not that long ago, just last month or something. There's been there was a period of when I was saying that I couldn't even make my bed. That's what I'm talking about. Like there was a total loss of interest in everything, and I would spend hours just scrolling on my phone, which is
That's why
something
I'm
I,
asking you because I remember you saying
yeah,
similar things.
yeah. And it shifted. It shifted with
And I know there was like a lot of weird things going on for me for a little while. Like the end of that abundance challenge, that last 3 or 4 days
yeah,
really discombobulated me. And then we went into that other challenge. And this is all a good thing. I'm not, but something happened in the end of that challenge, which we talked about. Then we went into the other challenge. And then the unity and oneness, well, that just, they're all fantastic, but that was probably my favorite. And
yeah,
it came at the right time. But then that kind of built on what had happened with the last challenge. And then I had this situation where things like literally, not literally, but literally, uh, lost their tangibility. And then there was this
right.
whole, and this has all been like bang, 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 bang. So
Yeah,
I don't know if my body is catching up to all these bang, 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 bangs, or if it's still, because sometimes I feel like I'm going like this and something behind me is going, like there's, like some sort of motion like that. So I'm not sure if my body is just catching up to that. And I'm not sure if I'm not even sure if I turned to the cannabis or even why that happened, because there
yeah.
really wasn't a why. I just know it got really, 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 really strong. And then I just said, fuck it. And that kind of intensified certain things and downplayed other things. Let's just
Right.
put it that way. And even that doesn't feel like it did before. Like that is already, and I have no idea how, but that's already starting to fall away on its own again. And
Hmm.
I think part of that was whatever this numbness feeling, this is what I got. Whatever this numbness feeling is, this, whatever it is, I think maybe I might have turned to the cannabis so I could feel something.
Yeah.
Um, but that didn't work because how I was feeling prior to that was much better. Um,
Hmm.
and that's when even more stuff started surfacing. Um,
Yeah. I mean,
and
it
I
makes
don't believe in
total
accidents. I don't.
no.
That's not a thing. Um, so why ever that happened, that's fine. And again, there's like am I really seeing things? Like there's this questioning going on. Are you really seeing things or are you seeing them and then pushing them down? Like, are you, I don't know what's going on over here. I really don't.
Well,
But I do
it
know you've mentioned
sounds,
certain things, but I feel
yeah,
like in the last 3 weeks, something major is going on here. And then lately, so yesterday and today, you gave him maybe even more. Like there's these thoughts of this or that, not great thoughts, right? But there's even though they're coming up, there's no, I think this is again leading to that feeling numb or something. There's no diving deep into those thoughts anymore. It's not possible. It's just
yeah.
not. It's just not. But there, it went from being so quiet to loud. Unless I'm
Hmm,
having all these weird pauses like you're seeing, and this is happening even when I'm not on here with you. This is happening in person with people or people even I know or don't know. You know what I mean? Like this is
yeah.
happening. And I
Well, let me ask you this.
really I don't know. I just don't know. I feel lost and I don't feel lost. And I feel I don't know how I can say I feel these two things at the same time, but here they are. I feel
Yeah,
lost and I feel found at the same time. I feel numb, neutral, whatever you want to call it. And yet I don't feel despair or
right.
I see shame, guilt, something needing to be different, doer energy coming up that you really need to do something or figure out something about this. You have bills piling up here and they're not getting paid. And what are you going to do? Right? And there's a seeing that and knowing I can't do anything. I really can't do anything about any and all of this stuff. Um, and yet there's turbulence in the system because I can feel it.
Hmm,
But at the same time, there's this intense calmness.
yeah.
And sometimes I feel like I'm losing my fucking mind. Like I really am going insane. Like,
So I
like
think
in the
that
last 3 weeks, I've really been questioning my sanity.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think these heavier energies, when they surface, it feels like that because it's intense and it feels unfamiliar. It is new territory. Like this hasn't been, um, this is, this is when, when these things surface, um, so you've mentioned shame a few times, and I feel like that's significant because um, that's what it's been for me as well, and what was very sticky. And I'm wondering if, like, when you say that you've been having that surface, I'm curious if it sounds like you're able to like bypass the thoughts about it, which is what Helen says to do in the Transcending the Mind book. But I'm wondering if you've actually sat with the feeling and asked it what it wants to tell you, the way she describes with the contemplation, if there's been that seeing of the actual story there, that unconscious story, because that's not going to come up. Yeah. So, do you have, how do you feel when I mention that? Do you feel resistance or do you feel like that's not going to do anything or what comes up for you? I'm just curious if,
No, there's no resistance. Oddly enough, there's none. There's this,
so,
what has come up. These are the things that have come up. Um, Shame and guilt came together. I
yeah.
can't even pull those two apart. They just came together and they're like stuck together like glue. So there's like this shame, this guilt,
And what is
there's
your,
this feeling of getting left behind,
mm, yeah,
not fitting in,
yeah, which I think is actually
needing
tied
to
in
be
with shame.
different, like needing to be different than what I am.
Yeah.
Um,
And those are facets of shame.
and yeah, and this feeling of what's the word I want to use? This feeling of, well, it's all kind of confuddled, like the needing to be different, feeling like I'm gonna get left behind, and ah, not knowing who I am,
Mm,
right? Like, you know, I know it hasn't happened in phases, but there's been like these phases of I'm not this and I'm that and I'm not that and I'm this and it kind of fed into that whole feeling like I need to be different than I am and always have felt that way and just
yeah.
changing to fit whatever group or category I'm in and still feeling like some sort of imposter or not knowing who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
And lately I have also felt like I have lost who I am. Like not only did I not know who I was, but now I really have lost the sense of a person. Even though
Mm.
there are senses of a person still playing out, like thoughts about needing to fix the situation or being conflicted with the same in the same token that I can't fix it. I don't even know how I got here. Um, or and I know I can't be left behind. Like I know that.
Right.
Left
Yeah.
behind what? I have no idea.
Right. But there is
Right?
some
Like
kind
what?
of,
But there's some sort of I
you
don't want to
know
be
that
left behind.
consciously, but there's some unconscious pattern there that I'm wondering if you'd like to do a contemplation question with me.
Sure. I'm down with
So
anything.
tell me how this contemplation question resonates with you, and you can tweak it if not,
Sure.
but is it really true that I need to be different from how I am or I need to be different, then is it really true that I need to be different from how I am?
Yeah, we'll go with that one. Is it
Okay.
really, is it really true I need to be different? That I need to be different than how I am? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Tingling in the body, a sense of stillness, stuffy nose, silence of the room.
And just coming back to the question, is it really true that I need to be different from how I am?
No, sounds in the body, stomach growling, the quietness of the room, heartbeat, relaxation of the body,
We're open to all these answers, but just coming back to the question, is it really true that I need to be different from how I am?
no, spaciousness, deep breath, twitching of the arms,
And just returning to the question, is it really true that I need to be different from how I am?
Peaceful. Color green. Smile.
Is it,
Spaciousness.
hmm, is it really true I need to be different from how I am?
Not possible. Breathing. The hum of the room. Grateful.
Is it really true that I need to be different from how I am?
No. Deep breath. So much quietness. Into something searching. Color red.
Just allowing all answers to come, noticing them all. Is it really true that I need to be different from how I am?
No. Feels good just to sit here. Spaciousness.
We'll just ask one more time, is it really true that I need to be different from how I am?
Discomfort in the neck. Resting on the shoulders. A heartbeat.
I think that might be a good question to return to. Um,
Mhm.
just because of what you were saying at the end there, like I feel like that's about feeling left behind, about feeling like you don't fit in, like all of that is those are really deep karmic patterns. Like they go back before memory of this lifetime even kicks in. It's like um and I think in the awakening process, like that has to surface because there's something there that's saying I shouldn't even be waking up. That's not even safe to do. Like what, you know what I mean? Like there's something unconscious that wants to put the brakes on all of this. It wants to take everything away from, you know what I like it feels. I know for me that was the feeling that it was totally unconscious, but it was having to play out because there was this unconscious belief of this can't happen for me. Like I've never been able to um part of that doer energy is wrapped up in needing to prove our worth, and when that starts to dissolve and the mind just doesn't know how to proceed, but it doesn't need to because um what's happening is we are moving from a different place, a place that the mind doesn't understand. And um, I think it just needs to be seen again and again that everything is okay, that you're not doing anything wrong, you're not failing at anything, you're not going to be left behind, you're not like that is all mind stuff, but it's coming up again and again because it's a really deep pattern,
Mhm.
Um, like even the sense of I need to be able to see this. I don't know if I'm even seeing this. Like that's a kind of a judgment of the mind. It's subtle, but there's still a feeling of I'm not getting this right. I need to get this right. Does
Mhm.
that, yeah. And it is happening on its own. Like the seeing that there's nothing you can do, there's nothing you need to do, like that feels so foreign to the mind and how and you have seen it already. And there's this video that Helen has in the extra courses on the extra courses page. the title of it is something like, Why Aren't the Teachings Working for Me? And I watched that recently. It really shifted things because
Okay.
she talks about, I think it might be under the miscellaneous. There's like a like when you see the list, it's under like miscellaneous or something. And I was just clicking on that, like, I wonder what's just random
What's
things.
in this door?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, and she talks about how if that's happening, if there's if you know that you understand that you're not a separate person,
Mm,
you know that you get it. You are the infinite awareness that's everywhere. There's not even any resistance to that anymore. There's no but at the same time there's nothing is shifting in life the way that you sense is supposed to be happening, or there's a sense of being stuck, or there's a sense um of being left behind or not getting it or something like that. Then she kind of goes through a couple, but the last one she talks about was the one that really resonated with me, and it was the one she says is actually the most common with people and was a thing with her as well. It's because there is such a deep story that is believed of not being worthy of it's actually something like I need to be working hard to be making something. It's actually something like life is supposed to be difficult. So that's really coming from that doer energy, which is actually really coming from this sense of shame and not being good enough, because there's this sense of I need to prove my worth. Like I need to be able to do that. Like that's been a program that's been running in the unconscious from jump, you know. So when this doer energy starts to dissolve and everything, there can be like a total freak out because it's like, how am I going to prove I'm worthy if I'm not doing anything? And you don't realize you're doing that or believing that. But
yeah.
I know that when I heard her talking about it, it was like a light bulb went out because there's this sense of like when I was started with the conscious imagining, for example, and to read what Helen was writing every day, where she was just like so light and happy and like all of these amazing things can happen. Like you can have whatever you desire. And there was just this sense of like, I know I'm the formless awareness, but there's something here that does not believe this. There's something here that's like, and it was a very specific thing of not just that this can't happen. There wasn't resistance to what she was saying. I knew it was true. There was something like enough had awakened that I knew that what she was saying was true and was right. But there was something that this can't happen for me. Like there was just the mind was just it would just was not penetrating. It was like and part of it was because of like what you were saying earlier, like I was looking at my life, I was looking around at my life, and I was like, I'm not doing anything. Like my spiritual practice is bullshit at this point. I I can barely bring myself to meditate. I can barely bring myself to do anything. There's just it was just like um so much self-judgment there that I didn't realize was even still there. And there was just such a sense of failure because I wasn't doing, because I wasn't proving myself, because that had fallen away. And what was left in its place was this total exhaustion, total inability to function. And there was no sense at all that that was okay. There was no sense at all of, well, this is just the body going through something. It was this sense of I'm going through something, like I'm the one who's not doing anything. And how can that be okay? How can that be, how can that be part of this? How can that be anything other than a sign that I'm not getting it, that I'm not worthy of this or whatever that was. Is that any of that resonating with you?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's unconscious for so much of our life that when it starts to become conscious, it it's like the mind goes into overdrive. It's like, you know how we've talked about causality and Helen talks about causality, that it's not that it's not that, so that was something that was finally seen really clearly. Like it's not that I'm having all of these thoughts about not being like, so I was finally able to look at life, look at this total lack of abundance, lack of love, lack of intimacy, lack of connection, and see the disconnect with, if I am the formless awareness that is everywhere and that just wants all of this abundance to come, like what could be keeping it from coming in? The only thing that is keeping it from coming in is the belief that it can't come in for me. So, so it was like, so like there was, so like looking around at myself, like looking at myself, like not even having the energy to get dressed in the morning, take a shower. Like I would go days without showering.
Mm.
I would just put on the same yoga pant, like the same sweats and t-shirt every day. I would wake up every morning with just like
Oh
I
yeah, that's been happening here. I like
yeah,
only get dressed if I'm coming on camera.
yeah, yeah.
Like that's the yeah. Well, except for today, I made an effort today and yesterday, but yeah, like there's like living in pajamas happening, like not really caring what I look like. Um,
So, I mean, there's
and
that.
as much as there may be like thoughts about that, again, there's this, I think this is kind of what's sort of throwing it off a little bit. Even though there is thoughts about that, there's such a calmness here. It's almost like they're canceling each other out, and that's going on with everything. Like everything, like everything. Like there might be thoughts or feelings about something, but there's such a peace here that it cancels it out. It's like I don't even know what to make of that.
It's
You know
like
what I
a
mean?
weird,
Like it's like
yeah.
I feel like I've
It's
been
it's
dropped into some sort of time fucking weird time zone friggin' where up is down and down is up and I don't
yeah.
know if I'm coming or going or
Well, it's such a weird in between place, because it's like you've seen what you are. You've seen that. You've seen it again and again. You know it to be true. There's no
yep.
resistance to it. There's no denying of it. And yet there's all at the same time this sense of, it's almost like you were I don't know if this was what you're referring to, but the idea of like something coming behind. It's like dragging along all this heavy energy that you've been dragging along for like lifetimes. The soul has been like dragging along this feeling of unworthiness, this feeling of not fitting in, of I mean, just to see that again and again and to see that it can't be true. But the thing is that I was like looking at my life, and I was seeing that. I was like, there's no way. Like there was this feeling of like I haven't made any progress at all. Like I haven't gotten anywhere. I still feel completely miserable. I still can't function. I can't even turn my camera on when I go to satsang because I feel so unworthy. I feel so gross because I haven't even showered. I feel so pathetic. I feel so
See, and I felt like that too. I don't know because I know that you're in the meetings and satsang and because I see you there. Um But I don't know if you've noticed, but when I'm in those meetings, my camera is off all of a sudden. It used to be on
Mm,
all the time. And
yeah.
for weeks, not one video of mine when I have come on for any kind of meeting has my camera been on. It's been off. It's like I'm hiding. Like I don't want my teacher to see me because she might see something.
You know
I don't
what?
want anybody else to
Yeah.
see me because they might see something.
So I really think working,
What? I don't know.
so this, so, so what, one of the things that I've been doing that has been very helpful as far as a contemplation question that went to the heart of this, um, was really looking at shame, looking at what is the story that shame is telling. And it's something like, I don't deserve to be happy or I don't deserve to feel good. And Helen said that for her, it was even like, I don't deserve to exist. And so you can see how that feeling of hiding and not wanting to be seen, it really is that's the story that it's telling. Is like, I shouldn't even be here. I don't even want to be here. Like, um, and for that to just be seen again and again from like it, you might not be consciously aware of believing that, but when we take that to a contemplation question and like ask, is it really true that I don't deserve to be here or I don't deserve to be happy? Um, I think it can become clearer and clearer that the only thing that's stopping awakening from manifesting fully um, is this unconscious sense of not being worthy of it of and so when that doer energy drops away, that intensifies, because as long as you feel like you're doing something our whole lives that's probably been going on, that as long as you feel like you're doing something like some kind of self-improvement or some kind of working hard, like I know you've talked about being a hard worker and being able to be like a machine even with like just being able to work really hard and I remember when we first met I could see that that you had this like gung-ho energy and
I
there
don't know where it's gone.
well that's the thing, there's nothing wrong with it and it will come back, but it will come back from a place that's being fueled by the desires of your heart in your soul instead of that sense of shame, that unconscious sense of shame, if that makes sense. Like, um, it's so the thing with there it is a weird in between place because it's like what's being reflected is coming from such an unconscious place, such a sense of I don't want to be seen. I don't want people to see the truth about me. Um, I remember it was the this has been this has been a persistent thing for me for a while, and I didn't want to see it at first. It would surface and then it would get pushed back down and then it would surface again. And it's only when it becomes like when it feels like life is the most um the most intolerable, where it's just like this is what's surfacing is this shame story, where it's like I didn't realize how for so many years like whenever I would start to feel really good about so one of the things Helen talks about in that video is self-sabotage, that there's not a person making that happen, but it is a karmic pattern. It's an unconscious thing that just happens automatically, like when that story of shame is believed. So it's like,
That's also what I think was happening with
yes, yeah,
that. That was a form of not only, I think that was a mixture of stuff because I've been looking at that of I want to feel something because this, whatever this neutral feeling is, I'm not digging it. Like I want to feel good. I don't want to feel like I'm in limbo in nowhere, not feeling good or bad. So, like,
yeah,
what is this feeling? Um, and there was also that came into mind. It was like a form of self-sabotage. It's like,
yeah,
well, then I have something to blame if everything,
yeah. And
but
that's
that,
happening unconsciously, you know, it's
right?
yeah. And so
There's
that
like that, there was like a few, that was a cocktail of a few things I think that came into play with that.
yeah, that's usually
Um,
the case, right? It's usually a cocktail of a few different
But
things
I
at
but I
play.
did think of that. So when you said self-sabotage, it was
Yeah,
like, oh yeah, because that actually has slammed into the foreground of
yeah.
my thought.
So for me, it was helpful to see that a karmic pattern like that, it really is just playing out like a program. Like I'm not the one doing it. Like I really am just watching it happen. I, as the infinite awareness, I'm just
Yep.
watching it happen. It's like the body just moves towards something. The mind just seems to have an idea arise of like, well, I guess I'm gonna do that. I mean, it's what's happening is that this in-between place where these karmic patterns are being seen and it is being seen that they don't actually belong to me. I have just been like watching this like a movie where like when you're watching a horror movie where the girl runs up the stairs instead of out the front door and you're just like, "Oh my God, why are you doing that?" And there's something that's like um but like the thing about the formless awareness that we are, it's not even doing that. It's not even saying like, "Oh my God, why are you doing that?" It is just like completely watching it because uh like
There's not
it
even any thoughts of because I know I've had this in the past too, and I know you have too, of I don't want to be on this anymore. I need to get off this gravy train. Like that hasn't even come into the foreground of any kind of
because you're
thought
already off.
because I can't get on or off. There is no on or off. Even if there was an off, let's say there was, I wouldn't want it. There's something in me that doesn't even, something just wants to ride this to the end, no matter how
Yes.
that looks.
Yes.
It may be messy, maybe it'll be wonderful. Maybe I'll fucking die for all I know. I don't know. But even if I could get off, I don't want to get off. There's something here that just wants to ride this to the very bitter end of it all.
Yeah.
And
But there's
in some
also
ways,
some
that's a little bit scary because it's like, what do I even mean by that? Like, because I've noticed in the past few weeks, I've thought stuff like, maybe this is the month that things finally catch up to me. Maybe this is the month I'll be living in a box on the street. Maybe this is the month things start coming and I lose my vehicles and we end up. Maybe this is it. And so be it. If that's how it is, then so be it. Because I'm so done with it. Like I really don't care how it looks anymore.
right, but I feel like it might be good to look at what you were saying earlier about just wanting to feel good.
Yeah.
Like you know, that was the thing with conscious imagining that I realized like when I really looked, it was like I saw that there was something here that felt like all of this was unattainable and how could it happen? How could this happen for me when I have fallen so far and have become so completely undeserving of anything good? But at the same time, like the worse things got, the worse things got, the worse things got, the more this thing was bubbling from the surface that would just say, I just want to feel good. I just want to feel good. I just want to feel good. I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of this. And there was something so raw and so honest about it. And I judged myself for it. It felt childish. It felt um selfish. It felt very unspiritual, but it was the truth. And it's become more and more clear that that was coming from a really authentic place. Like it was coming from a place that's like, it's time. Like it's time for this suffering, this illusion of suffering to be over. It doesn't have to continue anymore. Like it has an expiration date, and the expiration date is now. And the more you can open yourself up to that, like it actually is okay to feel good. I mean, that is my contemplation right now because that was the story that shame was telling me is that I don't deserve to feel good. And so I'm asking that every morning, is it really true that I don't deserve to feel good? Because like the fact that conscious imagining, like when there was something so triggering when Helen would say you need to feel good already in order to do it, and I really wanted to be able to do it, but there was something here that was literally saying, but I don't know how to feel good anymore. I can't feel good anymore. I can't. But how can that be true? How can that be true? How can I have that kind of a limitation? How can that be unattainable? How can that be unaccessible to me if I'm the formless awareness that is everywhere, that is everything? There was a disconnect there, and
Yeah.
one of those had to go, and it wasn't going to be I am the formless awareness. Like the mind couldn't believe both things at the same time. So this whole story of I don't deserve to feel good, it just couldn't be sustained anymore. But it's a very, very deep karmic pattern. And it was it was still being believed, even though consciously I knew that it couldn't be true. Um, so you
Nails
might
are sticking.
you might
Nails
want
sticking in my leg.
to so cute. Um, so you might want to just notice whenever there's something there that says that when that surfaces, like when that feeling of shame or guilt surfaces, Helen has that list of emotions
Yeah.
that stories that they tell. Um, and even doing that journaling thing that Louise suggests, where you just like spill it all out, you let the mind have its day in court, that can be really helpful too,
Yeah.
because when I was doing that, like I have a page in my journal where it's just it was again, it was when we were starting the conscious imagining challenge the first time, when I had to like dip because I was like, I cannot proceed
Yeah.
with it. Like I can't do it. I can't do it. And it felt so excruciatingly uncomfortable. Um, and it felt impossible. It just felt like I cannot do this. And I didn't realize at the time how significant it was, but there's a page in my journal where I just wrote down like all the things I used to love that I've lost. And it was stuff
Mhm.
like it was because because that had been happening over a period of months. And then it intensified over, well, years really, and then months and then weeks of just intensifying and intensifying to where it got to that point of like, I can't even enjoy getting out of bed in the morning and be just living. Like I can't enjoy, like I would look out at the trees in my backyard and I would just feel nothing. Or I would like look at my book, like look at my books
Yeah.
and this is what I've loved the most my whole life, you know. I stopped reading. I stopped even being able to crack open a book. It brought me no pleasure whatsoever. Um, I couldn't enjoy food anymore. I couldn't um like literally every single thing I would feel such a sense of overwhelming dread. And life just felt like completely intolerable. And there like both of those things were you were talking earlier about two things happening at once. And so on the one hand, there was this deepening of seeing who I really am, and at the same time, this seemingly human life was becoming more and more intolerable. And
Right? Yes. Yes. That's it.
yeah,
That's it right there.
yeah, and something has to give. Like at some point, something has to give, and it's like yeah, I would suggest looking at that video, Why Aren't the Teachings Working for Me?
Okay. Can you send that to me?
Yeah,
Like in a text so I don't forget because I don't
I
know what's
will.
going on here, but
Yeah, no, that I will do that for
like
sure.
it's so bad. It's so bad. Like
Yeah.
right now
And
for
if we
that.
talk when we talk on Wednesday, yeah, no, I'll follow up with you and ask you if you've seen it yet. Would you like me to do that?
Yeah, sure. But
Does that
yep.
feel,
But I'm definitely going to
yeah.
probably listen to that today, maybe. Today.
Uh,
For sure. Probably today. Tonight,
yeah,
some point today, because that'd probably be a good idea. I'm coming, but I
you have
guess
to
I
go.
gotta, yeah.
Okay. But
But
okay, I'll send that to you now.
yeah, thanks.
Because
Thanks
it
for
I
the chat. I'm coming.
yeah, thank you. Thank you as
Yeah.
always. And yeah, I'll check in with you again soon.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Ellie. Bye bye. Love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
See ya.